Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AT-15A. It's a Tier 7 British premium tank destroyer. It's located on the attack team on Karelia Assault, and it's under the command of Red Dog Alpha 1. And he's about to have 10 minutes of pandemonium as he tries to take the enemy capital, kill all the enemy tanks. Game on! Okay, we're underway. Now, this is a tank destroyer designed by the British in 5th October 1943, at least that's when they started the project. They didn't actually build any. There was no prototypes at all. It was a design drawing, and it was conceived for attacks on fortifications in Europe. They were trying to find a vehicle that they could actually use to knock down pillboxes and bunkers in Europe. As you can see, it looks very much like the Tortoise, and that's what they were trying to make at the time. This was one of the designs that they came up with. It's still got that loader cupola, which is actually a weak spot, I'm afraid, yeah. But the rest of the tank has actually got decent armour. It's also armed with a 17-pounder gun, which is capable of doing quite a bit of damage. Its calibre is 6.2 millimeters, but it is actually capable of doing 150 alpha and penetrating 171 millimeters with standard ammo, and with the premium rounds it will go through 239 millimeters, so quite a lot of pen for Tier 7. He hasn't loaded any HE rounds. I don't think he expected to get this game. He's actually in a Tier 7 game, so he's top tier, which means that he is going to be facing some Tier 5 tanks, and he could have penned those with the HE rounds. At least he might have, but not on this occasion. Now, it has got a fairly fast fire rate. 4.12 is the book reload time. He's got 3.93, so he hasn't got much reduction in his reload time, but that's still very, very quick. And he spotted his first target. It's an A43, and you're going to hear a lot of bonks as rounds hit the front of the armour and just don't do anything. He's going to take a few dents. There's the first one, M10, and a KV2R. Both have bounced off him. So very decent armour. 228.6 millimeters at the front. It's only 152.4 at the sides. Oh, and the first penetrating shot, and it's a big round. It's a 105 millimeter round from the T25AT. And he had to fire APCR. Or did he fire APCR? Not sure what he fired actually. But he's probably loaded by now. Okay, we'll start pumping rounds into him and see how he likes it. Yeah. Rounds bouncing off. Okay, the T25-2 has decided he needs to get to cover. In the meantime, we'll deal punishment to this KV2R. Aim underneath the gun. Yep. You can see how much damage it does. Oh, and yes, Arty's starting to pump the HE in, so we might as well put a round into that M10 if he pokes out. But the KV2R's come out to play, so we'll pump into him. Now, he hit the mantlet there, so that didn't work. That's it, that's better. Now, I'd move up, actually, because if he stays where he is, the HE from the Arty is probably going to tell he's pumping his rounds through the flat part of that T25AT. You're being shown the top of the turret on this KV2, and you will pen that. In fact, he went through the side bit there, and he's getting more pens. Now go for the T25AT. One more. Oh, he didn't get it. He's got to wait for the guy to pop out. But you notice how much block damage he's already got. 5.3k. Now it's up to 5.6 actually, but the M12 did actually get a hit that did some damage for 89. So he needs to move forward. Okay. And the T25AT is popped out. He is a one-shot now, so you can shoot him on the move. And he's out the game. Still blocking damage. We're now up to 6,900 block damage now. This is a lesson in how to block damage in this thing. He has been tracked, and the front of his vehicle looks a little sooty. Yeah, it's covered in rounds that have just literally bounced off the armour. I think you can see why they made this thing so heavy. It's because it comes up against a lot of opposition. Everyone seems to fire at it, and you just have to try and survive. And the M12 finally got a big hit. That was not a good one there. That was 182 hit points, and he's now down to 314. He only started with 1,050, so he's getting kind of short, and he needs to get away from that M12. Okay, so he's gone behind the rock, which actually will help a little, but he's going to have to come out sooner or later. You say the M10 with his 76mm gun can't do a lot of damage, but the HE from the M12 is invaluable, and it looks like the M12 is now selecting targets that are behind us. I think he's going after the M6. Okay, so we're leading the pack, and this is where it starts getting fun, because of course he's about to start pumping rounds into these guys. Oh, the M10 fires an APCR, and it pens. Okay, we get moving again. I think we're below the gun depression of the M12 now. Let's put another one in, and he gets another hit, but so did the M10. Now penning. Puts one in, needs one more to kill him. There you go. Oh! Unfortunately, the M10 managed to get that one in quicker than Red Dog Alpha 1. And we're out the game with just 2 kills. But look at the amount of damage he blocked in that game. 7,870 hit points. And that's damage that would have been done to his teammates, but hasn't been done to his teammates. And they're now getting closer and closer to the cap area. So there's a fairly good chance they might actually be able to win this one. Let's hope that Red Dog Alpha 1 switches to one of his teammates so we can actually watch the battle. Either that, or I'll have to go into free camera mode, and then we can watch it from above. I think if I go to free camera mode now, and we can go up over the battlefield and look at it from above, see what's going on. Yes, the enemy's down to just 5. One of those in the south is the KV-1. The M12 we know is behind the rocks at the back of the map in the northwest corner, and the M6 is probably going to deal with him. But in the meantime, we're looking at what's going on closer to the cap. Let's get a bit closer to the cap area. I do recommend that you switch to the next available tank in your team so that we get to see what's going on in any of these battles when you get killed, that is. Okay, the Wolverine's still fighting, but how long for I don't know, because the enemy just lost one of their tanks. I think that was the Namurak down in the south. There's only 4 left. Are they capping? No, they're not capping. They really need to cap. They need to get somebody into the cap area. There's the 2-minute warning. I know they want to no cap kill all. And they caught up with the T-43, but it looks like the M12... Well, I think they might actually do this now, because the Wolverine's got one in front of him and one behind him. And they've just lost the Wolverine, which now means that the only 2 left are the T-43 and the M12. And we can see the T-43 is being engaged by our M6 and our Arty. And, oh, just behind us, the M12 just tried a shotgun. Good for him. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work out for him, because if he does come down, yes, he's getting 90mm rounds up his rear now. So he's beating a hasty retreat. And, yes, and he's gone down, taken out by the KV-1S, and that just leaves the T-43. And he's gone, so it's a victory with 50 seconds left on the clock. Well, that was an exciting battle. A lot of damage that was blocked, but unfortunately no steel wall for Red Dog Alpha 1 because he didn't survive the game. He did get a second-class tanker out of that one, as well as a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, a cool headed for surviving at least 10 ricochets or non-penetrating shots in a row, and he got the high caliber in the game for dealing out the most damage overall. His win rate was 4,772, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. There you go, top of the table with 2,191 hit points. The second highest damage turned out to be the M6, who was taking the attention of the M12 after he couldn't get his shells to loop down on top of us. He got a steel wall in that game, 1,718 hit points, and the third highest scorer was the Wolverine on the enemy team with 1,444. When it came to kills, it was the KV-1S on our team with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the GW Panther, so he was working very well indeed. And also 3 kills to the Valiant. And when it came to base XP, yep, it's Red Dog Alpha 1 he was spotting whilst he was actually blocking shots. And 1,015 was the base XP that he got from that one. 745 went to the KV-1S and 684 went to the M6. The Valiant also managed to get a Leather Slayer's medal, so obviously probably killed 2 tier 6 or tier 7 tanks in that battle. Red Dog Alpha 1 fired only 20 rounds in the game, but he got 18 direct hits on the enemy and 15 penetrations. Damage of 2,191 hit points, all of it at close range. 51 hits received from the enemy. 51! Only 4 of which actually penetrated, and I think the T25AT accounted for a couple of those. 43 non-penetrations and 4 splashes. That's a huge number and quite a lot of fun as well. He blocked damage of 7,870 hit points. Yeah, so I think that's a lot of repair work to do. 3 enemy vehicles were spotted. 4 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, and 880 hit points off spotting assist or damage assist. On a premium count, he earned 72,549 credits from that game, 36,275 from personal reserve bonus, 108,824 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and he didn't use any premium ammo, even though he had it, he actually ended up with a profit of 98,574 credits. 1,522 XP, 305 for this being a premium vehicle, and 761 from personal reserve bonus, and took away 2,588 experience points altogether. So a really good game from Red Dog Alpha 1. Thanks for sending that one in. Interesting because a lot of people have the AT-15A. Not everyone takes it out because it's kind of like a junior tortoise. But they should take it out because it actually teaches you a lot. Not only about the fact that you can take a lot of punishment from the enemy and keep going, but it also teaches you about playing an assault tank, because this is basically an assault tank. You are literally taking on the enemy face to face and going right into their guts and shooting them right in the face if necessary. I hope you enjoyed that game. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.